It's something that should be done in the privacy of their own home and don't break laws. We are incorporated as a religion here. We don't allow drugs. We ask people not to do anything that's illegal. If they do, we get busted, and we don't want to get busted. We are a religion, and we don't want any nastiness coming down on the religion. We still have to fight the moral majority, fight almost 500 years of medieval bad media, and there are still debunkers around, and still people that that refuse to admit we exist, even though we're here, and we do exist, and we're incorporated. And there's lots of groups that have federal ID as well as state ID, such as us. The only people that have anything to fear are the people that are doing something wrong. If they're using Wicca as an excuse to do something that they shouldn't be doing. See, I'm a conservative. I'm dead against all the groupies, etc. You don't have to join a religion to smoke dope. You don't have to join a religion to pick somebody up sexually. You can go to any street corner or any bar. I have a lot of enemies. I'm very outspoken. I will not answer a question dishonestly. I'm responsible, basically, for International Bill of Human Rights being adopted by the Wiccan community as a whole at various conferences. And then one year I went around to all these conferences in the fields, and all these hippies running around smoking and getting high and having sex all over the place, and not doing what they were supposed to be doing. It's ridiculous. And they're the ones that are going to ruin the religion, if anybody is. And it's a known case, fact, number one, something like AIDS. There are people in the Wiccan community, straight, that have picked up AIDS and are passing it. And a lot of these women at these conferences, as well as the men, are very promiscuous. And the Wiccan community, especially the ones that go to the conferences, as well as the punk rock community, which is indulging in the same type of thing, they're going to be the biggest spreader of this plague yet. It's not just the gay community. My function is that of a high priest, a spokesperson, anything that a priest, rabbi, or minister of any other religion would do. I am perfectly entitled to put a collar on, but I put a pentagram on my collar. I've used it as shock value at times for media, but most of the time I'm just in dungarees. The only reason I'm wearing a suit today is I thought I had to go to court. My responsibility is to be truthful. The truth can't hurt anyone. Only silence can. Guard the mysteries, reveal them constantly. That was a real part of a ritual I did here. When we do rituals, we do real rituals. It's not going to hurt anybody. There's nothing secret in witchcraft. Everything's in print. Most people are illiterate today, so it doesn't really matter. But that's the new generation, pushing people through schools and so forth. This part of the country knows about what's going on in the occult field. Other parts of the country don't. But people have to remain active and as spokespeople to keep the pop witches out. The ones that are saying, well, it's a science, and wear too much jewelry and too much makeup and stuff like that. It is a science, metaphysics. But we don't know how it works. We just know it does work. But people don't know how electricity works either. They just know it works. The Catholic Church, when we first opened in Brooklyn in '72, the Monsignor at the time, who was a very good man, did a lot of good for the community, was very upset by the amount of publicity we got because of working with the Ecumenical Council in Brooklyn Heights. He said that everything in the store, when we were called the Warlock Shop, we didn't know the difference when we first opened up, was blessed by the devil. And I called him up and I said, is the devil in Hong Kong? He said, no. Why? He says, well, you just said that the devil blessed everything in my shop, and the chalices specifically, and the chalices come from Hong Kong. And he hung up on me. We had a whole series of free lectures and seminars at the Unitarian Church, at which point he threatened to quit the Ecumenical Council. And he called for a nuncio in from Rome, who silenced him and said that we were doing more to fight Satanism than they were, because they're not allowed to admit it exists. just as they're anti-exorcism and so forth right now. They're trying to become a modern religion. We fight Satanism by education. When somebody comes in and asks for a book, say the Satanic Bible, we give them the book. We're probably one of the only stores in the city that carry it. But the Satanic Bible is not satanic. It's a book on psychic selfism. It's the first book written that included minorities. It's anti-narcotics, and it's just for people to fight back, fight for what's theirs. If somebody slaps you, slap them down, it says. And so does the Old Testament. Anton LaVey is a great showman. His basic idea behind the whole thing was to get people out of their shell and get them activated. His basic reading list was just one other book, besides the Satanic Bible and Satanic Rituals, and that was The Black Arts by Cavendish, which was just a book showing grimoires of ceremonial magic throughout the ages. And we just lead these people and show them the basic books to read and how to develop their mind and understand what karma is, and they're all right. We don't try to convert them. We don't say repent, sinner, and try to brainwash them, because there's nothing wrong with the Church of Satan. The Church of Satan is modern Satanism, and they're not out to hurt anybody. They're incorporated. They have federal tax ID number, and there's even been funerals and weddings held on armed forces bases, with armed forces chaplains having to do the services by federal law. We're not federally incorporated because we're not out for profit. The federal ID number is only out for religions that need profit. We're not allowed to proselytize, and we're not allowed to ask for money. So I donate the space for any group that wants to use it. It's free. We have free training classes in any religions. We've asked rabbis, ministers, come down to and explain, their religions to people that might have left those religions because of a misunderstanding with a particular person, not understanding what their religion really was. Because all religions are good as long as a person understands what their religion is and knows how to work with their own religion. Satanism is an idea as far as LaVey is concerned. Excuse me. There are other groups that are very dangerous. I don't have the money, because we are not a profit-making religion, to support a libel suit. So I will not name the group.